Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Maths Made Easy with Terry in 10 minutes. So we'll be discussing how to differentiate exponential. So there are two forms. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the form one, while in the next video, I'm going to talk about the second form of exponentials. Okay, so I'm going to just stick to one form. So basically, I'm going to talk about exponentials that are in the form of e raised to power x or e raised to power kx or e raised to power f of x. Okay. But before I move on, please, if you've not subscribed, liked, or shared this video, I don't know what you're waiting for. Don't forget to click on the notification bell so that when I post the new video, especially when I talk about the exponential form 2, you'll be the first person to know. All right, so in this form, there are three formats, okay? We have three formats of exponentials here. So there are three common formats that you will get used to or you will have you will encounter. So there are three formats. So you could either encounter something like y is equal to e raised to power x, okay? Or you could encounter something like y is equal to e raised to power kx. So basically, there's a constant associated with the exponent. So you might see something like y is equal to e raised to power 2x, for instance. So it's also an exponentials, okay? Or it's possible that you could also have a format where you have the exponential is raised to a function. So for instance, you could have something like y is equal to e raised to power x squared plus 2x plus 3. So you can see the exponential is raised to a quadratic equation. Or you can have y is equal to e raised to power sine x. Okay? Y is equal to e raised to power sine x. So the exponential is raised with trigonometry, all right? All right. So these are the three possible formats that you can get for exponents, all right? Now, if you're told to differentiate this form, this is what I call the form one, all right? Regardless of the format, there are three rules to follow here, all right? So there are three rules that you have to follow, or the three rules or three steps. So remember, I call them steps or I can call them rules, all right? The first thing you have to do is that you have to differentiate the power of the exponent or the exponentials. So you first differentiate the power of the exponentials using any of the previously described mechanism. So any of the mechanisms we've talked about, differentiate, how to differentiate mechanisms, you can use any of them, okay? After you've done that, the second thing you have to do, then you have to multiply the answer from step one. So the answer you get from step one with the original question, all right? So the answer you get from step one, you multiply the answer with the original question. All right. Then after you've done that, the next thing you then do, you simplify. All right. So basically, what you do, you differentiate the power of the exponent. The answer you get, you multiply it by the original question. All right. Let me just pick this for example. So I'm going to try and solve each of the formats so that you can see. So the first one is e raised to power x, right? Now, if you have e raised to power x, the first step, step one, what do you need to do? You need to differentiate the power, right? So the power we have here is x. And when you differentiate x, you're going to get 1. Okay, please, if you've not reviewed my video on the power rules, okay, how to differentiate, that's the first mechanism, please go back and look. So if you differentiate x, you get 1. Step 2, what then happens? Then you multiply the answer from step 1 with the original question. So the answer we got from step 1 is 1 multiplied by e raised to power x. Then step 3, we then what? We then simplify. So basically, the y over dx now, when you simplify this, will be 1 times e raised to power x and give you e raised to power x. So that is why you always say in textbook, when they say when you differentiate an exponent raised to power x, always give you the exponent raised to power x. Okay? Good. Let's pick another one. Let's say we have e raised to power kx is the same thing. Step 1, you have kx. The first thing you do, you differentiate the power, and that will give you k, all right? Then step 2, you multiply the answer from step 1 with the original question. So you're going to have k multiplied by the original question, e kx. Then step 3 will now give you the y over dx. Will now be k multiplied by this. So it's going to give you k e kx. All right? Then the last one was the function. So if you have y is equal to e f of x, raised by f of x, the same thing. You differentiate the power. So regardless the type of the format of the exponential form 1, it does not matter. It follows the same rule. So let's assume we have a particular function. When you differentiate it, let's assume the answer was f prime, all right? Just because the function could be anything, it could be quadratic, it could be polynomials, it could be trigonometry, anything. All right, so let's assume after you differentiate, that was your answer. Then step 2, you now multiply the answer you got from step 1 with the original question. So it's going to become f prime x multiplied by e f of x. Then step 3, the answer, your dy over dx, will now be equal to f prime x e f of x. Okay? So that is how it look like. All right, I know you will say, oh, Terry, there's a lot. I don't understand. It's a little bit confusing. All right, let's put numbers to this now. Let's start solving. But basically, what I just want you to know is that the power you have there, differentiate it, and then multiply it with the original what? Question. All right? So let's go. Let's pick an example. All right? So let's assume we have number 1, y is equal to e raised by x. All right? Just to warm up. So it's going to be the first thing, step 1. We have to differentiate. So differentiate x is going to give you 1. Then step 2, you multiply 1 with the original question. So it's going to be 1 multiplied by e raised by x. And step 3, the y over dx is going to be equal to what? E raised by x. All right, good. Let's take it up a bit. So let's say we have y is equal to e raised by 5x. The same thing. Step 1, we have 5x. When you differentiate 5x, to give you what? 5, right? Now, step 2. So please try as much as possible. If you've not looked at my video on the power rules or the previous mechanisms, please go back and watch it so that you will be able to understand, all right? So step 2, we now have to multiply the 5 with the original question. And the answer now will now give you in step 3, and that will give you the y over dx is going to be equal to 5e 5x. Now let's pick another one, take it up a bit. So let's say we have y is equal to e 3x squared plus 2x. Same thing, step 1. All right. We then differentiate the power. The power we have is 3x squared plus 2x. When you differentiate this, it's going to give you what? 6x plus 2. Step 2, we then have to multiply this with the original question. So it's going to be 6x plus 2. All this is multiplying the exponential of what? 3x squared plus 2x. And then step 3, the answer we're going to get, the y over dx, will now be equal to the 6x plus 2, all multiplied by exponent 3x squared plus 2x. Easy. All right. So let me add maybe 2 more. All right. 2 more examples. So let's assume we have y is equal to 4 exponential 5x. Okay. So let's go. Step 1. We differentiate the power. So it's going to give us 5x. When differentiate 5x, it's going to give you 5. Step 2, you multiply this with the original question, which is 4e 5x. Then step 3, The y over the x is going to give you what? 4 times 5 will give you 20 e5x. Easy. So you see, the 4, you're not using the 4. You're only differentiating the power, regardless what you have, okay? So you differentiate the power and you multiply it with the original what? Question. So number 5, let's pick one more. So y is equal to 3, maybe say exponential, maybe x cubed. Maybe this will make more sense. So it does not really matter how it comes. What you just do, differentiate the power, multiply it by the original question, and that will be the answer. So step 1, the power we have in this case, we are having x cubed. And when you differentiate x cubed, this will give you 3x what? 3x squared. All right? Because you bring down 3, and 3 minus 1 will give you 2. Step 2, you multiply this to the original question. So it's going to give us 3x squared multiplied by 3 exponential what? X cubed. And step 3 will give you 3 times 3, the y over the x. Will give you 3 times 3 will give you what? 9x squared ex cubed. And that'll be the answer for that. All right. Okay, and that'll be that. So I want you to try this question. So just try this. Please go to the worksheet, go to the textbook, try and solve more questions on this, okay? And look for questions that have exponents. Try as much as you can, and you'll see that you can get them. So we have exponential 3x. Let me put it this way. Y is equal to exponential 3x. Number 2, we have y is equal to 3 exponential 2x cubed minus x squared. Another one we have is y is equal to e raised by minus x. And number 4, we have y is equal to 8 exponential minus 1 over 2x. All right? So in all these examples, I want you to find the dy over dx, the first derivative for this, okay? So like I always say, solve it. You can put your answer in the comment section, or if you don't know, you can ask your questions in the comment section, or you can email me, or if you see me, or you come across me on the road, just stop me, ask me the question, and I'll get back to you, okay? All right, thank you very much. So we're gonna go to the second form. So we talked about the first exponential form 1. Now we're gonna talk about the form 2. So in these cases, we have something like y is equal to a raised by x, okay? This is the second form, and that's the next video I'm gonna talk about, all right? So when you have this kind of exponentials, okay, what do you do? Because the one we just talked about was y is equal to e raised by x, something like this, right? This is what we talked about, but when you have e raised by x, how do you solve that? And I'm going to put that in the next video. So you have to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you'll be the first person to know when I upload it. All right. So I'm going to see you in the next video. Please don't forget, if you have any question, please let me know, or you can send me an email and I'll respond to you. All right. Thank you very much.